You know one dangerous thing about Lagos? This city can smell what you worship. And once Lagos discovers the things you value more than your own soul, ha, it will use that exact thing to humble you publicly. The first time I saw genuine fear inside Adama's eyes, the whole compound smelled like wet rust, gutter water, and spoiled rice. Rain had fallen heavily through the night. Not normal rain. That stubborn Lagos rain that floods roads, blocks gutters, and leaves the entire environment smelling like soaked frustration. The clogged gutter beside the compound was overflowing with black water mixed with lions, old food, and something dead that nobody wanted to identify. Mosquitoes floated proudly over the dirty water like landlords inspecting property. One woman upstairs shouted loudly, "Now who pour rice inside toilet again?" Another voice immediately answered from somewhere near the corridor, "If your pikin no sabi flush, no blame innocent people." Then another angry woman screamed, "Comot that bucket there before I break your head this morning." The entire compound vibrated with stress. And through all the noise, one old yellow I passed my neighbor generator near the staircase kept shaking violently like it was fighting for survival. The ash sound echoed through the sink walls non-stop. Adama stood there barefoot beside the gutter, looking like somebody abandoned halfway through a nightmare. A white wedding robe was stained near the end with muddy water. One expensive acrylic nail had broken completely. A bone straight wig was peeling badly from the front because the glue had melted from sweat and tears. And trust me, nothing destroys a Lagos slay queen emotionally faster than a wig losing battle with humidity. I watched her stare into one cracked mirror hanging beside a rusty wall. At first, she touched the edge of the wig carefully. Then panic entered her face slowly. The kind of panic rich girls experience when reality finally starts removing layers. Inside her head, you could practically hear the fear screaming. How did I enter this place? What if somebody records me here? What if blogs see this? What if my followers find out? God forbid somebody post me on TikTok in this compound. Jesus Christ. What is that smell? Why is the ceiling leaking? How can human beings survive here? No AC, no privacy, no peace, nothing. She looked down at her feet resting dangerously close to the black gutter water and nearly started crying again. 3 months earlier, Adama would rather die than stand in an environment like that. Back then, ha, back then she was untouchable. 3 months earlier, Adama was one of the most feared soft life influencer in Lagos. Not feared physically, feared socially. The kind of girl who could destroy somebody's confidence with one Snapchat post. Girls copied her hairstyles within hours. Fashion vendors reposted her pictures daily. Even some married women secretly watched her Instagram stories while pretending not to care. But her real power came from cruelty. That was the thing people enjoyed most. Adama insulted regular men professionally, and social media rewarded her for it. Every morning, her Snapchat looked like a rich girl sermon against poverty. I still remember some of her captions word for word because the internet repeated them for weeks. One day, she posted one guy's DM request and wrote, "Please, if your account balance still fears month end, fear me too." Another time, one young teacher complimented her politely online. Adama screenshot his profile picture and tweeted, "Nothing scares Nigerian men more than hard work and moisturizer." 27,000 likes. Another video went viral after one struggling musician asked her out. She looked directly into the camera while eating sushi and said, "If your car still makes poku poku sound when turning, abeg face your destiny first." The internet exploded laughing. One of her most wicked posts nearly ruined one guy emotionally. The guy had surprised her with flowers at a restaurant in Lekki. Ordinary flowers, simple romantic gesture. Adama smiled politely in front of him. Then later that night she posted, "Ladies, if this bouquet is not arriving beside the car key, reject it respectfully." Another caption read, "Dating broke men is charity work. God did not call me for NGO assignments." The comments underneath were even worse. Girls praised her standards. Men insulted her angrily. But deep down, everybody kept watching. Because Lagos enjoys confident wickedness as long as a person looks beautiful doing it. Soon, people started calling her the prideful queen. And trust me, she enjoyed that title too much. One Friday night inside a rooftop lounge in Lekki Phase 1, I personally witnessed the exact moment Adama's pride crossed into dangerous territory. The lounge itself looked like money trying hard to impress people. Blue neon lights glowed against black marble walls. Hookah smoke floated across the VIP section like fog. Waiters moved around carrying bottles worth some people's rent. Outside, luxury cars lined the entrance like a small dealership. Inside, Afrobeats shook the floor while rich kids pretended not to care who was watching them. And naturally, Adama controlled attention immediately. She sat elegantly at the center table with her girls, legs crossed slowly, diamond bracelets shining under soft light, long bone straight wig flowing perfectly over one shoulder. Shinwe sat behind her quietly, holding a phone as usual, always recording, always smiling, always slightly behind Adama physically, like an assistant disguised as a best friend. Then the banker approached. Poor guy. Till today, I still feel bad for him. He looked decent, honestly. Clean black fitted shirt, dark jeans, nice wristwatch, fresh haircut, not flashy, but respectable. You could tell he rehearsed confidence inside his car before walking over. The guy smiled politely and greeted first. "Good evening. Sorry to interrupt. I just wanted to say you look even more beautiful in person." Adama glanced at him lazily without smiling. "Thank you." The banker swallowed nervously but continued. "My name is Tunde. I follow your content online sometimes, and honestly, you seem really intelligent. I was hoping maybe I could buy you a drink or something." One of Adama's friends already started giggling quietly. Danger sign. The banker noticed but continued trying to stay composed. Then Adama slowly looked him up and down. That dangerous smile appeared. Ha! The same smile Lagos men feared. "You said your name is Tunde?" "Yes." "And you came here with confidence like this?" The table laughed softly already. The banker forced a smile. Adama tilted her head slightly. "Sorry, oh, no offense, but you look like somebody that still prices fuel before filling tank." Loud laughter exploded immediately. The banker laughed awkwardly too, pretending not to feel embarrassed. But his ears had already started turning red. Adama continued, "And wait first, what car did you come with?" The banker hesitated slightly. "A Corolla." The girl screamed, laughing immediately. One almost spilled her drink. Chinwe covered her mouth dramatically while laughing. Adama leaned back in her chair like she just heard the funniest joke in Africa. "Corolla care." More laughter. "My dear, Lagos babes are healing. You people cannot continue stressing us emotionally with Corolla romance." Even nearby tables started looking now. The banker's confidence was dying publicly. Still, the poor guy tried smiling respectfully. "I mean, it's just transportation." Adama snapped immediately. "Exactly. So transport yourself home." The girls exploded again. One shouted, "Jesus!" Another slapped the table laughing. The banker nodded slowly like somebody trying hard not to break emotionally. You know that painful smile men give when humiliation enters too deep? That exact smile appeared on his face. He adjusted his wristwatch nervously, then said quietly, "All right, have a nice evening." As he turned to leave, Adama collected her phone immediately. Snap. She secretly took his picture, then typed rapidly on Snapchat. A few seconds later, the caption appeared: "Men with salary account boldness need rehabilitation." The entire table screamed again. But something about the banker's face stayed with me. Because humiliation changes people quietly. And trust me, life has strange ways of returning energy. Around midnight, the atmosphere inside the lounge shifted suddenly, not loudly, quietly. The first sign came from the security men near the entrance. They straightened instantly. Then one waiter rushed toward the door nervously, adjusting his suit. Even two rich-looking men near the bar stopped talking mid-conversation. That was when the matte black G-Wagon rolled slowly outside. The engine sounded deep, heavy, expensive. Not noisy like local rich boys trying too hard. Just controlled power. Then the door opened. Third. That sound alone silenced nearby conversations briefly. Obi stepped out calmly. Black tailored designer outfit, luxury wristwatch, sharp jawline, controlled expression. But the real thing that caught attention was his energy, stillness. Real power in Lagos rarely behaves loudly, and Obi carried himself like somebody completely comfortable around wealth. The manager personally greeted him. A bouncer opened the entrance quickly. One politician's son near the staircase nodded respectfully at him. Immediately, every girl inside the lounge became curious, including Adama, especially Adama. I watched her eyes follow Obi carefully as he entered. For the first time that night, she looked genuinely interested in somebody, not because he chased her, because he didn't. Obi glanced around the room once calmly, and trust me, that single glance passed over Adama like she was invincible furniture. Nothing, no reaction, no double take, no admiration, nothing. That alone frustrated her immediately because Adama was used to controlling rooms. Men normally stared too long. Some lost composure immediately. But Obi, the man looked through her like she wasn't there. The shock nearly offended her pride physically. For the next hour, Adama became restless. She adjusted herself constantly, crossed her legs differently, laughed louder than usual, walked past his session twice, pretending to answer calls. Nothing worked. At one point, she intentionally paused near his table, waiting for acknowledgement. Obi simply thanked the waiter, collecting his glass, and continued discussing something quietly with another man. No attention, no interest, no validation, and trust me, that kind of rejection becomes addictive to proud people. Around 1 a.m., Obi finally stood to leave. Again, the room shifted naturally toward him. Adama expected at least one final look. Instead, he walked straight past her table calmly without acknowledging her existence, then disappeared downstairs. Silence entered her chest immediately. Dangerous silence, the kind that turns curiosity into obsession. That night inside her apartment, Adama searched obsessively online: Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, LinkedIn, nothing. No history, no digital footprints, no verified account, nothing. By 11:47 p.m., heavy rain had started falling across Lagos. Traffic lights reflected beautifully against wet roads outside her apartment window. Then suddenly, her phone rang. Unknown number. Adama stared at the screen carefully before answering. Hello? Silence. Not normal silence. Heavy silence. The kind where you can hear breathing faintly through the speaker. Adama sat upright slowly. Who is this? More silence. Then finally, a calm masculine voice spoke softly. Good evening, Adama. The way he pronounced her name sent cold tension through her chest immediately. Before she could answer, the voice continued slowly. I hear you've been looking for me. Click. The line disconnected, and for the first time in years, Adama felt completely powerless.